been an absolute pleasure to work with them, even you, Ian. And, we really feel that there's I hope that we find many ways to come back here, because this is the best fight town I've ever been to, hands down. Nothing comes close. What we saw tonight was an object lesson in why they fight the fights on canvas and not on paper. We had 2 fights earlier on that looked amazing on paper and did not work out that way on canvas. And then we got to a main event where your hometown fighter was being underestimated. And it turned out to be a treat, an amazing event. An all-time great fight, an exciting, exactly what boxing's supposed to be. And when I say to myself, you know, what do I hope for when we go into these events, other than the health and safety of the fighters, I want us to walk away and say, hey, I want to see that guy again. I got both of them, and I'm quite sure we're going to say that. We're all saying that tonight. So congratulations to both of these men. It was an electrifying event, and I sincerely hope that we'll be able to be back here in Montreal with Sergey in the foreseeable future. And now, I'm sorry, and now I'd like to introduce to you the unified champion of the world,
my family.
Sergey Kovalev.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it for your support, for the opportunity to fight here against a local guy and Canada. I love to boxing in Canada because here is fans love boxing, and true fans and supports. I felt support everywhere outside. When I go to the restaurant, to the stores, you know, like when I walked outside on the streets, like everybody recognized me. I almost say everybody recognized me and wish me good luck. I'm very happy to be here, and I love boxing in Canada. I'm very happy for my victory. Ask me something, I don't know.
Sergey Kovalev, your good friend Adonis Stevenson was ringside watching the fight. And the word is that he wants to fight you next. Will that happen?
I'm ready for any fight, you know, but I should to defend my next in my next fight the IBF. I should to defend IBF to save this belt. I should to save this belt because my goal is to get all 4 belts in my collection, in my division. It's my goal on this year.
So you're going to keep the mandatory fight? The mandatory fight?
Yeah, it will be mandatory. Yes, I'm ready for mandatory fight to defend IBF.
Sergey, it was a tough fight. Do you agree? It was one of your toughest win ever? Toughest win to get?
It was not easy fight. Every fight not easy, you know. Like some fight you fighting mentally, you know. Like sometimes some fight you fighting like physically. Here was mentally and physically, you know. Like his style was very crazy and very wild, you know. Like and he punched very wild and he showed that he doesn't have a heart. He's just a talking, rush talk.
Когда он тебя ударил в тело, это было больно, чувство ли это?
Excuse me, I don't feel pain.
Translate what you said?
I can translate. I asked if he was hurt by the body shot.
No, I didn't feel his punches to the body. I got a couple punches to the head, like, but it's I didn't lose control. I kept control and understand everything around me, and continue my fight.
Were you surprised to see how Joe came back in the 4th round? because you had him in the ropes at the end of the third. You came back strong in the fourth and the fifth.
Let me get through.
Yes, but I didn't surprise because I let him go. Yeah, I let him go and to continue to fight. You know, I didn't rush to stop the fight. You know, if I got his one time, I can together in the future, in the next rounds. You know, just should take a patience, and will come. He will come.
Sir, just 1 second. I have a question for you and Kathy and John. Kathy, you mentioned that the difference between how a fight looks on paper and what happens on the canvas. As a spectator, it looks like Pascal took an awful lot of punishment from you. Were you surprised as to how long he lasted?
No, I didn't was surprised. My goal is not to finish early rounds. You know, I'm ready for 12 rounds. If true, I thought that this fight will be all distance. I didn't know, but I thought like that. But it was a stop. I'm happy that I stopped early.
Chip? A lot of times you fought in America and on the road. This time you were fighting in front of someone's hometown. Have you ever had a crowd where everyone, for the most part, was rooting against you?
No, I don't worry about it at all. You know, yes, I don't like when but it's push me. You know, more motivated, make me motivated more to show that everybody wrong.
He won his title in Wales against Nathan Cleverly. So
yes, I fought a lot of times everywhere, you know, when I was amateur. And I won every final fight in hometown of my opponent.
Wait, so can you tell me what happened in the 8th round? Did you just fall? Or did you slip? What happened there? And other question is, do you think the referee was correct to stop it at that time?
Yes, I lost my balance. I lost my balance and fell on the floor. It's not my job, you know, it's his job. I agree that I can to hurt his more, you know, if the referee didn't stop the fight.
So now that the media responsibilities are over, the fight is over, your thoughts on Jean Pascal?
Can you repeat again?
Сейчас все кончилось, бой кончилось, ничего не сделать. Что вы сейчас думаете про Паскала?
That he's just he's a good fighter, yes. He's a good fighter and he's a good trash talker.
Coach,
He didn't improve his word.
Just 1 second.
He didn't improve his word because he's trash talker.
Sergey, I'm intrigued by the fact that if I understood you, you said that Jean is a big talker but does not have a lot of heart. I think he showed a lot of heart tonight to withstand 8 rounds of your punishment, of your punches.
That's not a question. That's not a question.
You mean I'm Terminator? I'm human man too, you know, it's
What happened here? You have a mark here. What happened here?
I punched.
Makeup, yeah, little makeup.
He was in a
Yeah, it's after fight. I didn't play video game like that.
Question for Sergey as well as for John David. You described John's offense as being a little bit wild and crazy. What was the adjustment that you made to be able to deal with that better and then take over down the stretch?
I just did my job, you know, like, and I did from, I'm boxed just from the situations, you know, like, I can't explain this.
Sure.
Just a fun, you know, like, and how I can, how possible, how I can, like, I can't explain, so.
And John David, was there a piece of advice that you gave Sergey between rounds to help him adjust to what Jean was doing?
I just told him to just relax and keep doing what he's doing, keep the pressure on, and watch out for Pascal's wild swinging punches. That's all.
He was there for, hold on, Mr. Coach.
Yeah,
When your turn will come, it'll come, don't worry, or it won't come.
Sorry, I'd just like to hear more from John David as well. I mean, if Sergey displayed early in his career after winning the title that he's a puncher, and if he showed he could box against Bernard, what do you think he showed tonight?
He showed overall boxing ability. He punched when he had to, he boxed when he had to, you know. He sat back and looked at the situation, and there were times when he was a pressure fighter and times when he boxed. When Pascal thought he was going to try to come on, Sergey just boxed him. He just set him up with certain shots. He was a very intelligent, smart fighter.
Question for Kathy. Obviously, you know, he wants to fight the gym next, but after that, I mean, everybody's going to want to see Kovalev against Stevenson. Now, the logistics of that seem like it's getting a little bit complicated with him being without even. Is it realistic to think that this fight could actually happen despite the networks and the differences? And if not Stevenson, then who could be interesting aside from for Sergey?
Sergey's made it clear that his goal is to win all 4 belts, and right now Stevenson holds the WBC belt. If he still holds it, after Sergey has fought Najib Mohammadi, and if Sergey has been successful in that fight, the WBC has ruled that they will order Stevenson to fight Sergey next. And at that point, the next move will be up to Stevenson. He will be in check. It's time for him to decide if he wants to man up or not.
Would you like to come back to Montreal for this fight?
It's certainly a possibility.
Coach, who did Sergey spar with to get ready for this fight?
Glenn Johnson, Steve Jafar, and the gentleman that's running for Russia.
Sergey, what would you like to done better in the ring against Pascal?
I wanted to send him on the floor, deep sleep, but referee stopped the fight. Like he had a hard mind, brain, you know, like he got a balance, you know, like, and I think so. Referee saved him.
Sergey, in the first round, it looked like Pascal wanted to do like a good sportsmanship, and then he was trying to punch you. He didn't fall for it. You see that coming, and a few times you were doing like the little tricks, like the bolo right hand, the hitting him with the jab. Why do you feel like you were doing that?
В начале боя я хотел быть дружно, да, победили где-то печатки, он вытянул вроде бы показал, что он хочет, значит, руками забить, но тем не менее тоже сразу падали, выбрасывали. Время убиваем, как ты чувствовал себя, почему ты делал такие слева и справа показывал, один слева.
Because it's my style, you know, it's like, it's my fan. Fake. Yeah, just I try to fake. Yeah, fan him, you know, like shot here, punch here, like it's
Okay.
I don't know like how to
It's one
explain
of his
it.
signature moves.
Yeah.
We didn't see the crotch paint tonight.
Wait next to
Was
it.
there any time when you were staggered from some of the punches that you received from Pascal? Did you feel any, like being a little bit staggered?
Какие-то удары тебя потряс,
He has a punch, a good punch, yes, but I didn't lose balance, you know, like, yes, I felt about my brain in my head harder than his knuckles, than his fists, you know, like, it was a good fight for me, good experience from this fight, and I'm very happy to win here against Canadian fans. And I'm ready to fight in Canada again.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.